Why has no one ever told me that doing a scale like this is way easier if you start with an upstroke? Uh, 2 decades into playing guitar, I fucking realized that there's benefits to starting with upstrokes. At least for me, because I'm super sloppy when it comes to alternate picking. So if I started with a downstroke like I always do, I hit too many notes. Anyway, how'd you like my guitar, by the way? I've had it at my daycare for a good while now, and one day the kids asked me, hey, could they decorate my guitar? And I was like, fuck yeah, children. Decorate the shit out of my guitar. That's what I said. Verbatim. In English, too. Even though I'm in Finland. So there's a penis, which is actually a microphone. So she told me. I bet it's a dick. Some hearts, a thing. And even 6-year-olds know what LOL is. There's me. There's another me. And there's me again with a guitar. I'm a little cut up. And there's a thing. Anyway, check out this sweet official merch Neurosis wolf cap, by the way, which is huge on my tiny head. That's fine because now I have not just one wolf, but two in the video. But anyway, so since I am not a great learned guitarist, I just have guitars, and I've always had guitars because I've always bought them and owned them, or my dad's had them. I don't know a lot. I just know what I do, and something that I started doing years and years ago was that I realized that okay, I'm not regimented enough to ever become a really good technical player or knowledgeable about chords and scales and stuff on the guitar. I just know how to maneuver around it in a way that's sort of comfortable for me, and I'm pretty good at writing stuff, writing interesting riffs within these boundaries that I know. But at one point I realized that, man, whenever I wrote stuff, like I had this solo project of mine called Metal Guys, which was, this is over 10 years ago already, and I haven't really done anything since like that because I sort of got it out of my system. But what I noticed was it was really hard for me to write stuff that was just, that just felt good to play, because I always wanted to push myself technically while writing a riff or writing songs. And I realized at one point that it doesn't make any sense, because why would I make a song out of 50 riffs, or it should be realistic, 15 riffs that I can barely play. Every riff that I made or that I composed was sort of as hard as possible for me to play, like something I could barely play. Like every fucking riff that I made up was an exercise for me in its own right. And at one point I realized, fuck this. Give it up for my washing machine. Thank you. At one point I realized I'm going to do the exact opposite of this. I'm going to try to write stuff as from the exact opposite approach. That is, make something as easy as possible on the fretboard, but try to make it sound good. So I've taken it to the extreme where I've sat around, I've dicked around on guitar, and I've tried to make a good melody. I've tried to make a good song, riff, idea out of nothing but open strings. That is nothing but... That is the extreme that I've taken it to. Trying to make that sound good and like a song, or like a melody that has purpose. And I don't remember any of them how they went because it became fucking boring. But I proved to myself the point which I was trying to make to myself, is that okay, it is possible, and it's interesting to me how to make something as simple as possible sound way more interesting and advanced than it really is, because that's what I think I was trying to. I'll get to some playing in a bit, but that's, I think, my thought behind it was that, I want to fool people into thinking that when they hear something, they're going to be like, how the fuck do you play this? And then if they would see me play it, they'd be like, what the fuck? And I'd be like, people would be like, how are there so many open strings in there? Like, how the fuck do you fret that? It's like, every string is ringing. How the fuck do you do that? It's like, haha, easy. But anyway, and because this is something I've done for, I don't know, probably close to a decade now. And when I say I've done this, it's just something that happens when I pick up the guitar and I'm watching TV or something, and I'm just like fucking dicking around without looking even. But some of these have just stuck in my mind because of how they sounded. Or, for example, for a while, I would just put my hand in a random position, which to me is random, because I have no. If I put my fingers like this, I have no idea what this sounds like. I have no fucking idea. Okay, it sounds like this. So I would put my fingers in a random position, strum whatever comes out, and try to turn that into something good. Okay, so we have these pretty notes. Okay, that one fits in there. Then we have these two uglies. Totally not doable, but maybe. This goes into I fucked myself over. This is way hard. But if I was to move this, I swear if I was to move this either one fret up or one fret down, I can make it work. See, there we go. This is what I got. So anyway, what I wanted to do with this was that I would allow myself to have these notes and then change one note. That is, I could opt to change my ring finger and change this into an open note. No? How about my index finger? This is just like... Or how about the ring finger then? Well, it sounds like shit either way, but one really cool one that that happened once and that I still remember was this. I put my hands randomly like this, and it already sounds like, it makes sense. There's a bunch of tension in there, but it's fine. So this is what ended up happening out of that. Fuck, sorry. This is what ended up happening. God. And this is using that same thing. That is, I allowed myself one finger to alternate between the frets and an open string. And it really just, when I stumbled upon this as I was watching Sopranos or something, it just hit me how the possibilities truly are endless, even for a technical hack such as me, which is, you know, I don't know how to this shit, but you know, you can just wing it. And what I like about this is that I just run, there's a bunch of open strings in there. When I have the pinky down, it does this. And I fret the five strings counting from here. But then if I lift the pinky up and I fret the I pick the 5 strings that from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it doesn't sound like it makes any sense like this, but done like this. This is the sort of stuff that I really love. What else? There's something else that it's not quite as simple, but still along the same lines. That was part of something bigger. Oh yeah, that actually had a riff. Hang on. That wasn't a part of this practice, but then sort of the same concept, just the idea of releasing strings, even just what I'm doing is I'm lifting up the finger and letting the string ring open. And that even makes sense when you find the right spot. Again, very simple concept, just same shape, moves back and forth and changes, and then it's, if you like what something sounds like up here, you can convert it into fucking it's somewhere in there, those same notes. But that's beside the point already. Back to the super simplistic stuff. And one of my favorites, I dick around with this all the time because it is, I think, the pinnacle of insane genius insane hack levels of genius that I've stumbled upon is this. Okay, the picking pattern is, and this is the count is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's just a pull off in there. So that's what happens. This string is open. This string does a pull off, and this is just stationed there on this fret. So what you start off with this, what is this? And then when you combine the picking and the fretting, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I was able to write a coherent sounding song using nothing but this and moving it up and down the neck. Just the same exact position and the same exact picking. Bear with me, it's gonna go somewhere. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 1. And back. One, two, three, four. And I like that so much, I even made a little outro to it. Repeat ad nauseum, and that outro, it doesn't adhere to quite the same pattern, but still, see what I mean? That's like the pinnacle of my achievements is, wow, I made something that goes through this many movements and this many moods and actually makes sense, and it is just the same shit repeated over and over again. And any guitarist knows that you can't just keep the same shapes and move them around the neck and expect them to make sense. You need to, you can't just, you can, but you need to change it up and stuff, usually. And then you can also just experiment. What else? I don't know. I think I'm running dry here on... oh yeah, that's another one. Turns into a G major chord. So the notes are, the ones that are hammered on and pulled off and fuck are... wait. Take the exact same pattern, move it up here. So the point of this video is, if you're like me and you don't like to work a lot, you just want to achieve stuff, make it easy for yourself, because there are ways to make it easy for you if you're not willing to put in the work and effort.